Originally, when I heard about the internship, I was kind of nervous about it. Wasn't sure how it would go, so I got there and everybody was very nice, and it ended up going really well. And I think internships are a great thing. It led into this job I have now, and it'll kind of keep going into other careers. I didn't really know a whole lot about a liberal arts education. I came here just to go to college, and then what happened was I seemed at the time very narrow in my views. It wasn't fundamentalism at all. I just wasn't exposed to a lot. I felt very closed off, and as soon as I got here, the liberal arts really got to me. It opened up my worldview, and part of it is you take all these different courses as part of the liberal arts. You're not focused on just one vein of education, and it's how my majors came to be that I chosen, and it exposed me to a whole much larger world than I had known before. The ability to learn things quickly and adapt to the situation is a huge aspect, because I do a variety of different things. I fill in at the counter, I answer phones, I programmed the printer this week, I make copies of the military forms. When we're not at work, we're allowed to work on the campaign because he's coming up for election. So the ability to adapt and to learn and to succeed in various environments is really, I think, one major aspect, along with being able to communicate effectively, to think critically, and pull an understanding from different people's perspectives and in different environmental situations. The ability to write well is extremely important today, and Dr. Sang, Dr. Holtzman, and even Dr. Clapp, and then on the political side, Dr. Fries and Dr. Bitzer, and Dr. Silverberg, they all emphasize writing well and communicating and being able to, for instance, read something and pull understanding from it and tell it in a different way. It almost disturbs me a little bit that people say, you need to go to college so you can get that piece of paper, is what they always refer to it as, or you need to get a degree so that you can get a job. And that's the only focus, so that's what they tell you. But you're learning a lifestyle, you're learning who you are, you're learning the world when you come here. And I think it's so much bigger than you when you finally get here. And it opened my world up, and that you're not just getting a piece of paper to get a degree. Another aspect of that is that people say, if they ask you if you're going to college, you say yes. They say, well, I hope that pays off for you. Like there's an end game to the payoff. And to me, it's kind of a slap in the face of education, because every day I was growing, there was visible steps every semester, every year, every week, in fact, that I was growing as a person. My world was opening up and expanding. So I think that it goes a long way, the education. It's not just walking across the stage. It's the 4 or 5 years of who you become through that experience. It's kind of more the journey than the destination, is how I see it. I went from being so small as far as my understanding of everything about me to a much larger and hopefully still growing perspective of the world around me. I want to continue. Things always change, so I want to learn as things grow. They see a huge difference in me. I'm a lot more vocal about things as far as taking opportunities. Like with the job, the girl left and he said, I'd like to fill that position, and I was like, I'll do it. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have said anything. I was very kind of quiet and shy. I was very reserved, and I think that the education led to me kind of bringing myself out and being more vocal about things, where if it's important or I need to do it, then say something about it. And I have the education behind me to back that up. So it's just this whole approach to life. So they've seen a dramatic change. I chose religion and philosophy first. I attended a private Christian school during high school and middle school, and so I took Intro to New Testament as a general education requirement. And I thought naively that I would know it and it'd be easy, and I would get, be able to make good grades at that. And then I got in there and was just blown away. It was completely different than anything I expected. And Dr. Singh's extremely intelligent, as you know, and the way he put things and the way we looked at it from different angles, it just, it really opened up the subject material for me. And I was just blown away, and I loved his teaching style. I loved that he was, tough on grading as far as English, because I think that's the other part of liberal arts. It gives you the tools to be able to speak well and write well and think critically, and those were all packaged into his course on the New Testament. I pull so heavily from both majors every day. You can't undo the perspectives you learn in these courses, and it really it gives not only a career but a lifestyle. I was very timid when I first got here. I was undecided, as many are, not all, and I think there's a pressure that goes along with that. So the reason we got in a conversation about it was, my entire college career and what I'm doing now is a result of being undecided. And I think that that's kind of a miracle of liberal arts, is that if I went to another college or university that was more single line oriented, you pick a major and those are the courses you take, it wouldn't have been effective for me. I think finding out who you are and what works best for you and not worrying about other people is kind of very important to really facilitating who you are and striving for success and being successful. I want incoming students to know it's okay to be undecided. Here's a place where you can start off undecided, and you'll very quickly, from taking a plethora of courses that you may not even know you have an interest in, you may go, well, I have to go take this, and you take it, and it's the best thing you've ever experienced. So I think that can't speak enough for liberal arts, that you can come here, be undecided, and shape a world around not knowing what you want to do right then, because you can learn courses, get interested in things, and then take your life from there one step at a time, instead of having this fear that you're not going to know what you're doing and you're just going to have to pick something at random. I think it's kind of like, with love or anything else, once you know, you know. So I think for me that was part of a major experience I had here at Catawba, that once I found that it was okay not to know right that moment, but to be actively seeking an answer to those questions, I was able to find the majors and really develop who I was as a person, and that's going to be with me my entire life. I'd like to continue to move up in government and get more of a full-time structure there. One of my ambitions in political science, we took campaigns and elections course, and I really enjoyed that. It's something that I would love to do. That's why I'm kind of excited to be working on the campaign this fall. It's something that it's so more specific than I ever thought it was. People are micro-targeted to their individual house on blocks, so the mail you receive is not a mistake. My new approach to life is taking things as they come, instead of people always have 10, 15-year plans, these long. I've never thought that far ahead because the environment always changes. So
the world changes.
Yeah, so planning for something may not work out that well. So I just do the best I can and take advantages as they come. So, if another job that's higher up full-time comes along and it seems that it's an advantage, I'll take it and just kind of move on from there. Look at it, still look ahead, because it's great to plan, but be flexible. So as far as the education goes, yes, I plan on pursuing further education. I'd like to get a master's in public administration, because I believe it go well with working in the business world as well as the political and governmental world. My idea of success has changed very significantly from, say, when I was in high school. In high school, you're pressured to have a college pick. Once you pick your college, you're pressured to know your majors. Once you know your majors, you're pressured to get a job and a career. So it's kind of this succession of what's next. And so at that time, I thought success was more materialistic, I guess. It was, well, I'll have a college degree I'll get a job, I'll work a long career, that kind of thing. Kind of what you're talking about, family, kids, and elements of that is successful to me. But to me, success is complete fulfillment. I want to know, it's impossible to learn everything there is to learn, but I want to learn as much as possible. It was kind of sad for me to leave college because it's packaged so well, and the professors take the time to analyze things and set up courses and give you the information, and once you leave, it's more up to you. So it's kind of, I'm on a different quest for knowledge now. So success for me is just fulfillment of myself. In anything, I strive for success in everything, whether it be learning as much as possible out there. I'm a very curious person. I want to know the world that I'm living in, and as much about everything as possible. And I want to succeed wherever I am, whether it's making copies or working on a campaign. I do it the best I can because I want to succeed, and it's not about the career or where that'll lead me necessarily. It's about me knowing I did my best and that I used the tools that were given to me here.